Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering of my sampler platter. Yes, hey, folks, I'm Platter Videos. Series of videos I do for the 1 hour. Go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff. And, folks, I'm going to talk about the stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that, at the time I'm doing this, folks, all I can wonder as I do more and more of these videos is how fast can I get my intro down? Because I'm getting pretty quick, folks. I'm getting pretty quick. And if to Mark, if he happens to be watching this, or anybody else, and you have difficulty with my with my intro as it continues to speed up more and more, well, I'll do a more relaxed version at some point in time. But anyway, what am I trying for y'all today, folks? What are we doing? I'm inside the truck. I'm wearing a Grody work shirt. Typically, when that's the case, that means that I was on my way to a place. After work, I found a thing to review. It's not the case today. Not exactly. It is after work. That much is definitely the case. But actually, I had to go out and do some shopping. I just decided it wasn't worth changing. And so I went to Target, bought a couple things. And on my way out of the Target, I realized that they had a Starbucks. So, folks, what am I reviewing for y'all today? Well, folks, we're doing boom! Oh God, there's just nothing but brightness. Maybe. Fucking sun. But yeah, I could move, but I'm not. It's too late now. But anyway, yes, indeed, folks, it's a thing from Starbucks, which is pretty astonishing because I've never reviewed anything from Starbucks on here. At least not anything. I don't think I've reviewed anything from Starbucks, but I've definitely never reviewed anything for that I bought at a Starbucks specifically because I don't think I've bought anything at a Starbucks at least since like maybe like my late 20s. Because I got that unicorn Frappuccino thing that they had at one point in time. I think that's the last thing I ever got from a Starbucks. I don't go to Starbucks a lot. It's nothing against it. It's just not typically in my view, where I'm trying to go to. But as I was walking out, they had this, and I figured, blah, blah. So let's give it a shot, folks. To be fair, I like Starbucks like the shit you can buy from gas stations, like their double shots and stuff. I think those are good. So, Pistachio Frappuccino. It looks like there's some, maybe some brown sugar on it. And it's got, the lighting is so bad. Let's try a thing. That's not bad. I will say I was a little bit surprised. Like, because Starbucks has like that weird like size thing that they do where it's like, oh, it can't just be large, just be grande. This is a grande. It doesn't feel like a grande. When I went for a grande, I was expecting to get like a, like a fountain cup from fucking McDonald's just repurposed. So it's not a very grande in my opinion. Just saying. Well, no, that's actually really good. I love frozen drinks. And I love frozen coffee stuff. I'm always a big fan, even though I'm not that big of a coffee guy really, but you put it in the right format and I'm down with it. It's sweet, not overly sweet. I would say it probably still borders on being more of a dessert drink than really like a proper, more respectable coffee drink. You still get some of the coffee aspect. It's kind of interesting because I was expecting more of a stronger pistachio flavor. And I mean, there's some. But the way that it blends with like the coffee flavor and like the sweetness especially, it really kind of takes down the pistachio aspect. Like, it's there. You definitely do get a little bit of that sharp sort of earthiness that pistachios have. It's It kind of almost teams up a little bit with like the bitterness of the coffee. So you get like this little sort of sharp sort of hit at the very end after all the sweetness. Yeah, it's more of like an aftertaste. Mostly it just tastes sort of like a sweet frozen coffee drink. But again, I think that the pistachio aspect, I think it's probably sort of miring it down a little bit. Maybe sort of working against the sweetness aspect, so it's not overly sweet. But I am surprised. Like I said, I was expecting it to have more of a pistachio oomph. It's there, but it's almost more in like every now and again, I'll go over there and I'll take a sip and I'll get like a stronger hit of it. But even then, it's fairly fleeting. Like I said, it's almost more of an afterthought. I don't know if I didn't know it was a pistachio Frappuccino. I don't know that would be where my brain would go to. I would know that there's something different about it. Like there's definitely something to it that isn't just a standard, frozen coffee drink. But pistachio would be hard for me to nail. Because like I said, I feel like it's understated, and I feel like even when you do get those like occasional little bursts where it's more, pistachio oriented, it's just they're not there long enough to really appreciate. So you just get sort of this sort of, kind of earthy sort of bitterness for a little second, and then it just kind of fades out. I like the drink. It's just hard to say how much the pistachio's doing, really. Because it might be having a greater effect than I'm aware of. Because, I don't have a normal Frappuccino to compare it to. And I haven't had, a standard Frappuccino since I was, probably a little kid. I mean, maybe 12 or 13. I guess it's not a little kid, but much younger than I am now. So yeah, so it's hard. Like I said, it's hard to say what it's doing exactly. It's there, but it's not standout the way I was hoping. It's still good, but it's good in the way that like a sweet frozen coffee drink is good. The pistachio part, like I said, I feel like it gets kind of lost. There, it's doing something, but it's not defined enough. And pistachio is a proud and noble nut. And I feel like it could have been a little bit stronger with it. But then at the same time, maybe if it was too strong, it would have been reviling. I don't know. Overall, I do like it though. But two questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? No, and sure. I don't think I would get it again. Like I said, I really don't go to Starbucks very often. And unless it's something where... Unless it's some new item where it's like wacky or something like that, and I somehow become aware of it, then maybe I'll go over there and I'll give it a shot. But for this isn't super wacky really at all. And, it was fun to try, and I don't dislike it, but I don't think I have a need to try it again. As for other people, I mean, give it a shot. If you're a Starbucks-oriented person, I don't see a reason not to give it a try unless you have, nut allergies or something. Because it's not a bad-tasting drink, and, maybe depending on how they blend it, maybe you'll get more of a pistachio flavor, or, maybe you don't get the whipped cream. Maybe that'll sort of even it out a little bit, sort of, lessen the sweetness, But even as is, it's just good, so I don't think that you'll hate it. But, anyway, that's going to do it for me on this one. 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year. And folks, if you could go over there and have yourselves a truly pistachio-tastic rest of your life. Because, folks, pistachios are pretty damn good. I mean, I don't eat them a lot or anything, but, every now and again. In fact, I think the most notable thing I've ever had an instance with pistachios was either last year or the year before. I was trying out some different baked chicken recipes, and I was trying a few things. I was getting a little creative. And I was going to do a lemon and pistachio crusted baked chicken. Lemon was fine. Went off without a hitch. Just squirted a little lemon on it. That's all I needed. The pistachio, though. I went over there and put it in my blender to go over there and, like, crumb it up. And I didn't really think about the fact that, like, they're a really fatty nut. And so I let that thing spin, and I was like, yeah, this will work well. And it just became one giant glob of pistachio. And didn't go over too well. I still coated it. It wasn't really a crust. It was, yeah. Tasted okay, though. Not as good as I was hoping, but, you know. We'll refine the recipe at some point. But anyway, final two things. Number one, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do it all the time? I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Now, folks, it's not always the easiest thing to do in the world. Trust me. I mean, I'm having a pretty decent morning. I got some Starbucks. I actually managed to find some Sierra Mist. Randomly as fuck. If you're not familiar, Sierra Mist has been phased out by Pepsi in favor of their new lemon lime drink called Starry. I did a review and comparison on this very channel in case you're interested. But these are becoming a rare commodity, folks. But, you know, even with all those things going for me, life can still be very stressful, very distressing at times. You know, these things happen, folks. When we find ourselves in those situations, it's important we go over there, take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, maybe you're going to go over there and you're going to get yourself a pistachio Starbucks Frappuccino thing, as I've done here today in this video. And maybe yours is going to be absolutely phenomenal. And you're going to go over there, you'll be like, Brandon, you're a crazy nutbag, and you hate Starbucks, and now I hate you because you hate Starbucks. First of all, I don't hate Starbucks. I'm perfectly fine with Starbucks. I don't have anything against them. They're just not my spot. More of a Dunkin' Donuts guy. That's why I have an entire Dunkin' Donuts playlist. And actually, I was going to go over there. I wanted to review their Impossible Breakfast Sandwich because I've done a few of those, like, you know, sort of meat substitute items. And they were out at the time, so. But, you know, ain't no reason to hate on somebody just because they don't like a place that you like. Okay, there's lots of places that I like that other people don't like. And we go over there, you know, we hug it out. It's a whole thing. It's a Kodak moment, even though I don't think Kodak exists anymore. Or conversely, maybe just go to Starbucks and enjoy yourself some Starbucks if you enjoy some Starbucks. Bye.